Hey folks, welcome back to the Grampian Video Log. Today we're going to talk about 7 C's. We're going to do it on the heels of a trip I took to New Orleans. And we learned to pronounce it down there too, New Orleans, Louisiana. And so I did a keynote on leadership down there, and I always use the letter C when I do the keynote on leadership. And it helps me keep on track, and it helps me remember the lessons that I learn from people. When people teach you those lessons, they usually pay the tuition. So the tuition that you get is very inexpensive. As a matter of fact, we call it low tuition learning. So anyway, I want to reflect a little bit on the how these people taught me to take care of people, which is the essence of leadership. So number one, always in my book, is character. Character is awesome because it shows right away. And character defined in many ways is, who are you when no one's looking? What do you do when no one's watching? Leroy Lundell was my first boss out of college. And he, as much as any other individual on the planet, held me to high character expectations. And because of that, I tried to exceed those expectations, but he always also followed up with difficult questions about accountability, which were a great help to a young man. The second C after character is confidence. Leroy's son, Tom, was my first sales manager. Same job, but Tom taught me that I should not sell stuff. I should actually bring solutions to the table that serve the customer. And because of that, he had as much earned confidence that was rooted in competence and experience of anybody I've ever met. And then he had the gift of being able to teach people how to do that as well. It was a cool time. So the third C after character and confidence comes competence. Mike McKenna was a beautiful British, English, United Kingdom architect, trained, who was my boss and mentor when I was in a turnaround situation at Premier. He could often be quoted as saying, "The numbers never lie." And he wanted you to know. He wanted you to know your job, your role, the job that people were supposed to be doing for you, and the facts about your business, especially on a financial level. And he demanded preparation, and that bred competence. So following that is clarity, another beautiful C word. And clarity is best put on display by a modified Scrum team that we used as the branding team when we brought 5 companies together under the Ontivity banner. It was awesome because while we knew exactly where we were going and we knew exactly when we had to be there, we had no idea of the path we were going to take, the route we were going to take, what it was going to look like, what the travel details were. We just knew where we had to go and where we had to be there. And this team accomplished in a tremendous amount in a very, very short period of time. I'm so proud of them. But we knew the mission, and there was clarity on what we had to do. After that comes communication. And Ryan Tracy, as most people know, is my business partner and also my son. And Ryan took me aside one time and he said, "Hey, Jim, I think you should do a better job of taking the temperature in the room." He told me that when I walked in and I jumped right in and started running my mouth before I used my ears, that it was probably a mistake. And so he allowed me to learn how to take the temperature in the room. That coaching moment was priceless. Then we come over to change. Greg Hayes is a guy who I dearly love, and we worked with for 7 years together. And Greg and I were kind of forging our careers together in a turnaround situation where everything that we inherited was kind of flawed. And so Greg told me, as we strode in together into this mess that was created by other people, Greg told me, jump right in. And as you do it, don't be afraid to change things. Don't be afraid to make it better and embrace change. And so Greg led this whole team in the charge of, quote, embrace change. It's the only thing that's constant. Then we come to courage. Now, I can thank my mom and my wife for any element of courage that I have, because they taught me not to hesitate when I thought it was the time to roll ahead. They didn't want me to dwell and sit and fiddle around being uncertain. Their faith in my abilities and the abilities of the people who work for us were awesome and incredible. And they gave us a strong sense of purpose and a strong sense of ownership. But even when I told my wife, I said, hey, I think what we should do is start a business with a 17-year-old and have that be, an incredible part of our future. She's like, go for it. So you got to have courage. So I encourage you, go for it. And don't forget these lessons: character, confidence, competence, clarity, communication, change, and courage. If a person pursues these traits and gets them in ever-increasing quantities, and then you surround yourself with people of character, failure then is not an option.